Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Push here. So, I kind of wanted to make a video talking about what I think are the best relics to be running as Ironeye in Depth 5 if you are just kind of okay at the game, right? If you think you're pretty okay at the game, you're not terrible, but you can't seem to build the consistency it takes to really be able to get to Depth 5. So I kind of wanted to show off the relic set that I use pretty much for every single Night Lord. It's pretty much a set it and forget it build, and it focuses on survivability and the mark, which I think go hand in hand because the mark is going to keep you alive more than any other single thing that you can start off with, right? So let's get into it. All right, so this is the build. It mainly focuses on survivability and the mark, right? Which I think are what's keeping a lot of people from having a consistent experience in Deeper Night, because you can obviously run really powerful relics like the new balancer relics. Both of them combined, you will be doing insane amount of damage, but using skills usually means you will get hit if you don't know the boss's timings perfectly, and it forces you to be up close to the boss, which if you're not really comfortable at the game, if you're not really good at dodging everything, then you will get hit, and in Death 5, one hit equals death, right? So there's a lot of different builds obviously you can run as Ironeye, but if you are just okay at the game, then I think you should definitely be running something like this, which focuses on your mark. So you definitely want to have +1 additional character skill use on deck. I can't speak to how invaluable it is to have this. Having 2 marks is just, it feels like you have 3 in compared to just 2, because as soon as you use one, the timer starts building on the second one. So at best you might have to roll once and then it's up again and you should be ready to go. Combine that with a bunch of character skill cooldowns. If you have a +3 and a +2, that at the bare minimum, it will feel like your mark is always up. It charges extremely fast. So definitely try to get that in there if you can. Another thing that you want to make sure you have, even after the DLC dropped, you want to get Everjails and you want to get Night Invaders. Now I know FromSoft did what they could to try to diminish the value these bring by adding the new DLC map into Deeper Night, which means that there are chances that you will load into a map that has no Everjails. But from my experience I've run at least 50 to 100 Deeper Night since the DLC come out, if not more, and I do maybe like 10 to 20% of the time, not even 20%, maybe 10 to 15% of the time you'll get the new map, and it's just not enough to kind of throw away Everjails. So many times you'll load into a map and you could have done Everjails. You'll still be trying to take out invaders because of the amount of relics they give and the chances to get a powerful weapon really early on. So you definitely want to have those on your build. And if you do end up in the DLC map, it's fine. The DLC map provides enough bosses and power-ups that you should be able to get through without it. Again, this build is about consistency. You want to be able to set it and forget it. So now that we got our +1s, our character skill cooldowns, our Everjail and Night Invader relics, I would suggest to, if you have space, obviously try to get some damage in there. So that can be physical attack +2, initial standard attack, increased bow attack power, and even HP restoration on bow attacks. Whatever extra you can throw that fits your playstyle specifically, then toss it in there. You shouldn't have to rely on a god roll to be able to set this build up. Should be able to get this build if you play the game enough. You have a decent pile of relics. I'm pretty confident everyone should be able to put something like this together in just their base relic set. All right, now for your deep relics. Here again, we're still going to be focusing on survivability. So increased max HP is what I would suggest you lean on. If you can get 2 or 3 of these in there without sacrificing too much or having too many debuffs, then definitely lean towards that. But the next main thing is going to be defeating enemies feel more of the art gauge. Now for this build, I really only have 2, and it's not even a +1 variant, and I have my ult all the time. Like I literally have my ult up all the time. It's as if I'm running to another POI, if there's some trash mobs, I just dash through them, turn around, shoot 2 bows, and keep it moving. If I run past some crabs, I just dash through them. All of that insanely fills your meter, and it just gives you the confidence that, okay, I'm going into this boss fight with my ult, things are gonna be okay. And the third thing I think you should definitely be running is going to be your character skill inflicts heavy poison damage. Having this on, you're going to be applying some kind of debuff to the boss, but also when you go back in for another dash, another mark, you're going to be inflicting like 300 damage directly to their health. It's actually really powerful. It kind of helps you melt bosses, especially bosses that are like really annoying, like pretty much every boss, bro. Anybody that you're fighting that's gonna give you a hard time, if you can proc poison on them, you can kind of dash in, back up a little bit, let your character skill cool down, build a little bit, dash in again, back up a little bit, and you're gonna be taking them for a bunch of damage. It's just really useful. And since we have that, if you can fit in a attack power up when facing a poison enemy, I was lucky enough to get a +2, even better, because again, you're gonna be dashing, you're gonna be marking enemies, you're gonna be proccing poison, might as well get the free damage boost. That just makes your life so much easier. For bonus, I would also try to see if you can get a flask, also heals allies. This helps not only you, but everybody else in the team stay at full HP, which everybody's running damage negation at full HP perks on their weapons. It just helps everybody survive that hit. It's, again, very invaluable. I think it's very slept on. It used to be like low-key meta when the game first came out, but I've seen a lot of people kind of fall away from it. You definitely want to make sure you have that. So the main things you want to focus on is defeating enemies, increase max HP, and character skill inflicts heavy poison damage. Once you have this build, I promise you, if you are hard stuck depth 3, you will get to depth 4 and 5. If you're hard stuck depth 4, you will get to depth 5. If you're depth 5, you will not go down to depth 4. I've started running this build at depth 3, and I got to depth 5, and I've never gone back down to depth 4. I've been at depth 5 the entire time I've been here, and I've pretty much only run this build. I'll go off and try to run, like, I build builds all the time. I've run the new balancer relic, and it's amazing. It does a lot of damage, but I find it's not as consistent because I'm Ironeye. I'm squishy. If I get next to the enemy, if I get next to a boss, I take damage, I die. And that play style kind of forces you to be really aggressive, to spam your skills. And again, if you're not that great at the game, if you're not used to challenge runs, if you're not confident in not getting hit at all, then I would say stay away from this at the higher depths, because like you will get hit if you don't know what you're doing, right? So the main thing you want to focus on is definitely +1 skill, Everjail and Night Invader relics, character skill cooldown, and increased max HP, and defeating enemies fills more of the arc gauge. If you can get those in your build, I promise you will have such an easy time with Deeper Night. I kind of go into Deeper Night pretty confident that I'm gonna win no matter who I'm facing. Obviously, for different Everdarks, you want to kind of focus on different things. So during the run, if you're facing Libra, you want to make sure you get your least likely targeted. If you're going against Gaping Jaw, try to make sure you get the poison bow. Pretty much, if you're fighting the boss, try to pick up the weapons and damage that you need for the boss in the run. I wouldn't focus on starting with those in the beginning of the run. I know that might feel like, oh, that's going to be more consistent if you start with the weapon, but unless it kind of fits into something that you already got going on, chances are you're going to find a stronger version of the weapon than Ironeye's bow. Because you got to remember, it's not like you're running Wilder or Duchess where you got a pretty good starting weapon if you buff it. Ironeye's bow, if you get +2, is still like one of the worst of bows, like at that level. So definitely don't focus on that. You'll pick up a good weapon. Ironeye has increased discoverability, so chances that you go through a whole run and don't get like a purple bow or red bow is extremely low. All right, that's pretty much it. If there's something that you liked in this video, or if you thought that it helped you out, I would really appreciate a like, a comment, maybe a subscribe. If you think it's a horrible build, please leave it down in the comments. Let me know why. I'd love to hear what your builds look like. What do you think is your best build? Are you making different builds for every Night Lord? Which I used to do, but again, I found once I locked in on this build, it really didn't matter who I was facing. It was gonna be a dub. Again, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I'll be dropping videos like this every day. You can go check out some of the other videos I have on my channel, showing Def 5 runs against all the bosses. So yeah, see you in the next video, man. Take care.